Hello, welcome back to another breaking news update. My name is Jimmy Boyd and you are watching Boyd News. I want to thank you all for tuning in today. Guys, if you don't mind, if you could please smash the like button on this video. It really helps out with the YouTube algorithm. It'll push the video out to more viewers. That way more people can see this just like you've seen today. And also, if you enjoy this content, please subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and YouTube will notify you as soon as we put out a new video. So thank you again for tuning in today. I've got some breaking news information coming out from Yemen. It looks like the United States have struck the Houthis for the second time. It looks like we hit a radar site, a Houthi radar site, USS Carney. It looks like it launched several Tomahawk missiles at this Houthi radar site. It looks like it was a pretty large attack. This was not as big of an attack as we saw just the other night, but this was a pretty large attack, it appears, guys. So, yeah, second attack on the Houthis. And I believe this is in response to that Russian oil tanker that was hit just yesterday. If you guys have not seen that video, go check it out, guys. I talked about how the Houthis made a mistake by attacking this Russian oil tanker. Okay, so this was about 90 nautical miles southeast of Aden, just off the coast of Yemen. There was a Russian oil tanker that was trying to pass through, and it got attacked by a ballistic missile fired from the Houthis. So the tanker was not hit, thankfully. There was no damage or injuries reported. But it was under attack, and I believe the United States is responding to this attack because President Joe Biden also did say that if they were going to continue these attacks, we would not hold restraint by attacking them again, that we would attack. So it looks like this is a response to that attack on the Russian oil tanker. I think if the Houthis attack at all, at any ship, it doesn't matter what ship it is, I think we will respond and locate where these drones or missiles came from, and we will attack these sites every single time this happens. So expect more attacks inside of Yemen, and this will only continue to escalate tension. So I've got let's see here. There's a message here from Central Command on Twitter, CENTCOM. So I want to show this to you guys real quick. Let's go ahead and read this. This is basically an update on, their statement on how they conducted this operation when they struck the Houthis for the second time on that radar site. So let's go ahead and read this. At 3:45 a.m. Sanaa time, January 13th, U.S. forces conducted a strike against a Houthi radar site in Yemen. This strike was conducted by USS Carney using Tomahawk land attack missiles, and was a follow-on action on a specific military target associated with strikes taken on January 12th, designed to degrade the Houthis' ability to attack maritime vessels, including commercial vessels. Since November 19th, 2023, Iranian-backed Houthi militants have attempted to attack and harass vessels in the Red Sea and the Gulf of Aden 28 times, guys. These illegal incidents include attacks that have employed anti-ship ballistic missiles, unmanned aerial vehicles, and cruise missiles. These strikes have no association with and are separate from Operation Prosperity Guardian, a defensive coalition of over 20 countries operating in the Red Sea, Bab al-Mandeb Strait, and Gulf of Aden. So that's the latest there on CENTCOM. I also have an article here for you guys that I want to go over. This is kind of just throwing out some more information on what happened here with this radar site. And it also looks like the Houthis are vowing a stronger response due to this second attack. Okay, so they have yet to attack the United States or the UK so far, but they will do it eventually at some point. I think they will. I'm just not sure what they will use to do so, because apparently our attacks have been pretty effective. But, we'll have to wait and see what happens there, guys. And I'm also going to have a video, if you stick around with me, towards the end. It's kind of like a propaganda clip to show the Houthis doing a little training exercise, attacking a like a fort, basically like a little fort that they made that has Israeli symbols all over it, Israeli flags and stuff like that, and they're basically showing that they're at war with Israel, and then obviously the United States and UK as well. So let's go ahead and go over this article real quick. U.S. launches new strikes on Yemen's Houthis as conflict escalates. The attack comes a day after U.S.-UK raids on Iran-aligned groups. Facilities sparked protest calls for retaliation. The United States launched new strikes against the Houthis in Yemen for a second straight day after the Iranian-aligned group warned it would retaliate for a series of attacks on its facilities. The United States Central Command CENTCOM said on Saturday that Tomahawk missiles were fired from the USS Navy USS Carneys U.S. Navy USS Carneys at a Houthi radar site. It described the attack as a follow-on action after the U.S. and the United Kingdom launched a barrage of attacks by land and sea targeting Houthi military sites across Yemen to stop the group from attacking merchant and military vessels in the Red Sea. So apparently there was explosions that were reported. There were several reporters there on the ground in the capital of Sana'a when this happened. There were no injuries and no material nor human losses, and the Houthis stated they would come back with a strong and effective response. U.S. President Joe Biden warned on Friday that he could order more strikes, and he also said, "We will make sure that we respond to the Houthis if they continue this outrageous behavior." The U.S. Department of Defense said that its first night of attacks on Yemen late on Thursday involved more than 150 munitions fired from U.S. and U.K. maritime and air platforms that targeted more than 16 locations controlled by the Houthis. So guys, 150 munitions. Can you imagine that? 150 missiles? That's a lot, guys. And many of these were Tomahawk missiles, and Tomahawk missiles are extremely powerful. So that's crazy that they launched that many. 16 locations were hit on this large air and sea attack that just happened 2 days ago. The sites attacked included Houthi weapon depots, launch sites, air defense radars, command and control nodes, and production facilities, the department said. So again, the Houthis are vowing a strong response after this strike, this second strike. They threatened a strong and effective response after the United States carried out another strike in Yemen overnight, further ratcheting up tensions as Washington vows to protect shipping from attacks by the Iran-aligned group. So again, guys, we're going to continue to see this here. We will see the Houthis doing whatever they can to launch attacks in the Red Sea. I think they're going to continue doing this. And every single time we locate where these drones or missiles came from, we will probably attack Yemen again. I mean, expect to see us attack them, maybe several more times, maybe 10 more times. Who knows? I have no idea how many more times we're going to do this. But again, this is going to continue down here and flare up and eventually turn into a full-blown war. Because what's going on in Gaza is not ending anytime soon. And again, the Houthis have stated that if the Israelis do not end their war in Gaza, they will continue to attack commercial vessels and warships or whatever, any type of ship that's in the Red Sea or the Gulf of Aden. They will continue attacking them. So we're going to have to keep striking Yemen every single time this happens, and this is going to continue. So I also want to show you guys just like a 1-minute clip here again. This is the Houthis of Yemen. They're doing like a little training exercise, and I just wanted to show you guys how serious it is that the Houthis, they've declared war on Israel, right? So this is literally a war, guys. This is not just them messing around and lobbing missiles into the Red Sea. Like, no, this is a full declaration of war. And the only reason this thing is not completely blowing out of proportion is because the United States and the UK are doing a pretty good job of containing this to that region so far. And then with these strikes, they're meant to disable the Houthis to stop them from doing what they're doing in the Red Sea with these shipping lanes being attacked. So let's just see this real quick. I want you guys to see the seriousness here. when they're out doing these training missions, that's what the Houthis want. They want war, and they have declared war on Israel. So let's go ahead and see this real quick.
وبعدها ستقوم فرق الهندسة وسيتم تفجيره إن شاء الله بعد قليل. عناصر الحسم، عناصر الانقباض الآن دخلوا. انظروا أيها الأخوة بين غبار هذه المستوطنة، تقدموا وسيقوموا بالاشتباك إن شاء الله مع وحدات العدو الإسرائيلي وقتل العدو الإسرائيلي وأسر ما تبقى من العدو.
عطونا الجزء
Okay, so there you go, guys. So as you can see there, I don't know if you notice in the video that all over this little, like, makeshift training camp here that's been set up, there is Israeli symbols, all over it. So this is, again, them trying to demonstrate that they're at war with Israel. And then if you notice there was that scene where they kick open the door, and I believe it's kind of hard to see. It's a little, it's not too clear, but it looks like it's Benjamin Netanyahu, the prime minister, on the wall, and they shoot him right when they kick the door open. So I just wanted you guys to see that, so you can see the severity of the situation, like how serious the Houthis are about doing this. So because this is a war, this is not just like a mosh pit kind of thing going on over here. It's not just chaos, it's an actual declaration of war, guys. So they are very serious about doing this. And when they declared war on Israel, what was it, just a month or so ago, that's why these attacks started. So we're going to see more of this, and I think the Houthis are going to try to find a way to attack Israel more too. So that's a problem as well, because in order for the Houthis to even get to Israel, they got to go through like Saudi Arabia or through the Red Sea. So like it's going to be really hard for them to attack Israel directly. So more than likely, many of these attacks are going to be directed on the United States and the UK, being in the Red Sea and the Gulf of Aden. So expect more attacks here soon, guys, and then there will always be a response from the United States. So let's just keep an eye on the situation. If any other news comes out, I will definitely update you guys right away. So thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you all in the next one. Take care and God bless.